Hey everyone, today I would like to talk about anxiety. Lots of people are suffering from anxiety, and people are asking for prayers, asking for help, and they just don't know how to get rid of this nasty feeling. Have you ever felt like you are worrying about the future, worrying about the kids, worrying about your job, or you don't know where this week or a year went by? Another year came and you just didn't do what you wanted to do in the past, and you start worrying about what will happen, what if. So these feelings can come and go, and sometimes we feel like these just attacking us middle of nowhere. We're doing something else and this anxiety just jump on us and we don't know what to do with that. So then we are not motivated to do our job, we want to lay down, we don't want to do anything, and maybe you go and eat something. Maybe you are addicted to some food, or maybe cigarettes or alcohol or something else. And this is also can be excuse to do those things. I know this can be like a realistic thing, something really happened in your life. Maybe somebody hurted your feelings, or somebody told you they will leave you, or maybe you will lose your job. So yes, they are not so good things, and but can we worry about that, or must we worry about that? Because there are people who are in the same situations, but they are not, looks like they are not worrying, they are not in anxiety. What is the difference? What can they do, or what can we do? What are they doing? In this video I would like to talk about this. We have to take responsibility for our feelings and our thoughts. Most of the time when we have this anxiety attack, that's happened because of our thoughts. We are thinking about something negative or something scary, or we are not sure what will happen in the future, and that's why we are worrying about kids, finance, and this is in our head. And we don't think about consciously. Most of the time we think about unconsciously, and we're doing our things, maybe driving, working, and one moment we were fine, and the second moment we feel like we are so anxious. So we have to identify our triggers. We have to be really aware, self-aware, what we are thinking about. We have about 50 to 70 thousands of thoughts every single day. That's a lot. And most of the time we don't even be aware about what we think about. And most of the time when we start to think about what we think about, we will be really surprised. We just don't know why we're thinking about so negative, why we are thinking about the negative past or a negative future, but this is how we are wired. I'm not sure why this happened, but what can we do, and why some people are anxious, some people are not anxious, but they have the same or similar situation in their lives. Everything is in your head. Everything is in our head. Yes, things can happen to us and they are so unpleasant, but doesn't need to worry about that. Yeah, maybe it's easy to say than done, but this happened in my life so many times, when I worried about the future, worried about my relationship, worry about everything. But one day I decided to change, because I'm the only one who can change what is in my head. It's not like something happened to you 24/7 and that's why you are worried. It's something you are constantly thinking about. So when you identify your triggers, sometimes we can get rid of the triggers easily. Maybe always watching some scary movies, or you just want to relax and that's why you sometimes watching violent movies or watching the news. That's scary enough. If you turn on the TV and just go in a background, you are not even aware about what they're talking about. But your subconscious mind never sleeps. Your subconscious mind hear everything. So if you aware a little bit about your environment and your surroundings, then you will notice small little things that can trigger you. The news, of course, they don't say positive things in the news. Usually they are really negative, really scary. And if you're listening to these stories or what's going on in the world right now, everybody can be anxious about, because yes, that's really scary, but do we have to listen to it 3 times a day or even once a day? Do we really have to deal with this? Because if you know you are anxious, you have this nasty feeling in your stomach and you just feel like you don't want to deal with the life anymore and you just want to curl up in bed and do nothing, or maybe go to the fridge and eat something because you want to comfort yourself. But ask yourself, do I really need to listen to this news every single day? Will I miss out if I don't hear the same news over and over and over again? Because this can trigger you, this can trigger anyone. That's why most of the successful people or people who are happy, they don't watch the news. They don't read the newspaper, and they try to eliminate negative news as much as they can. So, next thing, friends. That can be a trigger point too, because sometimes we just, okay, we don't watch the bad movies or we don't watch on news, but there are friends who are coming to us and they just vomit this negative news on us and they always just complaining about everything. If you had this type of friends, you have to be sure your life won't be happier than was before. Because if you hear the negative things and complaining all the time and you are answering to those complaints and maybe you are agree with them, then you will be in the same circle all the time and you cannot come out from this anxiety. Be really careful about your friends. What kind of friends do you have? Yes, sometimes we have negative friends and positive friends, but check out your friends and family members around you, because it's really important how many people around you are positive and they have gratitude in their hearts, or how many people are negative and they are always complaining about everything but they do nothing. Maybe we are those who are always complaining. I was a big complainer. I was who complained about everything, complained about the food in a restaurant, about the waitress or a waiter. I complained about why do I have to pay with a credit card. At the hotel, I complained about the weather, it's too hot, it's too cold. And one day I just realized, like, it's not me. I don't need to be like this. Why am I doing this? But I realized that I had people around me who were absolutely negative, and I picked up their attitude. I didn't like those attitudes, but slowly I picked it up because I spent lots of time with them. So what can we do? Ask yourself, how do I want to feel? How do I want to feel if I don't want to feel this nasty anxiety? Would I rather be happy or feel energized? Because it's really important how we feel. If we complaining, we cannot be happy. So we have to decide what we want to do. Do we really want to get rid of this anxiety? Because some people are not. They don't want to get rid of the anxiety really. Because without the anxiety, they cannot complain. And sometimes they cannot really talk to people around them because nothing to say. If I cannot complain, what else to say? So this is a key point. Because when you realize you are complaining about everything and you thinking about future negatively, or you are full with worry what will happen next, then you cannot be happy and energized or motivated. So if you really want to get rid of anxiety, you must decide you quit complaining. Yes, this is not the easiest thing to do. Simple, but I don't say it's easy, because sometimes we are complaining about everything and maybe we do this for years and years. And this is like in our personality. We are a complainer. But the good news is we can change it. If I could change, you can change. I was complaining about everything. About the work, about the weather and everything. And one day I decided to do a gratitude journal and write down the good things, what happened to me. I started writing down what is good in my life or what good happened in that day. And at the beginning it wasn't easy because I was thinking nothing good happened to me. But I dug deeper and I started to think about simple things like I can breathe easily or I can walk. There are people who has no legs or they don't have arms, or people who cannot eat, they don't have a clean water. So I started simple, just to be grateful for what I really have. I was complaining about what I didn't have and I focused on what I didn't accomplish yet, but when I turned it around and I started focus on what I already done and what is good in my life, then my anxiety just like disappeared. They had to go, because if you are grateful, the anxiety cannot stand it. Anxiety and gratefulness cannot stay in one place. Complaining and anxiety, negativity, yes, but gratitude, and when you express your gratitude, when you write it down, when you journal, when you speak it, when you talk about that, the anxiety has to go. And also we can do, I share here a couple of tips. What else can you do? First, gratitude is really, really important. So if you are that person who are complaining about like, yeah, I was busy all day but I didn't accomplish too much. I was there many times when I was thinking I was busy to being busy, but I didn't do the most important things, or procrastinating. So if you are that person who are always looking for what you didn't do well, then stop doing that. Take a paper and write down what did you do well. You can just start today. You can just write down what did you do well today. If it's in the morning, then it's a little bit more difficult than if you watching this video at evening. But you can think about what did I do well. So if you cannot find out something, then come up with something and do something good. Maybe read a book, or think about what good you can do that day towards somebody else. Little thing, just do something good to someone else. Maybe write a message, compliment someone, lift someone up, because we all need this. Or maybe smile to someone. Smiling is free, and sometimes maybe you don't fear to smile, but when you start smiling, you make other people smile too, and maybe you will make their day. So the next thing you can do, and is really important, changing your self-talk, because I guarantee if you are if you have anxious thoughts, or you have anxiety, then I guarantee you have negative self-talk. You think about the negative things and you think about what didn't go well. And sometimes we have this conversation in our head. We start to talk to ourselves, or maybe we have a story in our head, but something happened in the past, or maybe just that day, and we start to think about, okay, what would I say next time, because today I couldn't come up with a good answer. And you are anxious because somebody maybe hurt your feelings, but honestly, if you want to pay back, you won't feel better. So what can you do? Stop your negative self-talk. You can think about the positive things. What can I do differently next time? What can I do to solve this problem? Always focus on a solution. So when you have this negative self-talk, you can say to yourself, stop. I did it many times. Stop. And then I say, focus, or switch focus. That was my motto. I always said that, and that really helped me, because when this negative self-talk came into my mind, I knew that my subconscious mind talking and tried to really argue with me. And I can decide. I am the one who can decide what I'm thinking about. I cannot decide what comes into my head, but I can decide what I want to stop. I don't need to think about over and over again. I don't need to think about things that didn't go well the same way, because if I think about negative things the same way, the result will be the same. So what can I do? Think about the solution. What will I do next time to solve this problem? What can I do next time to have a better outcome? So always focus on the solution. So if you change your negative self-talk, you have to also change your affirmations, because most of the time we are so negative and we say negative affirmations like, oh, I'm such an idiot. Or maybe we talk about other people like, oh, they are such an idiot, they are really bad drivers, and they are worthless people. But this will come back to you. When you talking about people this way, that means you don't have peace in you. And if you don't have peace in you, the anxiety will overcome you. So what can you do? You have to get rid of this negative talk towards other people. So sometimes maybe we can say, yeah, but I'm right. Look at those people. They are so dumb. They cannot drive well, or just you can come up with something, right? But will this help you? Will this make your day happier? No, because you will be upset about those people. But when you switch focus and focus on the good people, or focus on those people who are doing things right, for example, driving, doesn't mean like there are 1,000 people around you when you go to work by car, and 1,000 people drive bad. No, it's not real. But maybe most of them, but still you can focus on those who can drive well and safely. So focus on what is good in other people, and what is good in life generally. If you cannot think about anything, just think about maybe the weather. If it's raining, still you can think about like, okay, but this is good for a field, or maybe this will cool the temperature a little bit down, or won't be that dusty. You can think about anything what is good. And the next thing you can do, change your physiology, because when you feel anxious, I'm guaranteed also you have some negative or bad physiology. Usually people who have anxiety, they're looking down and they just feel like they don't want to do anything, they don't smile. If you are anxious, definitely you won't smile. And you're just thinking about the negative things, and you just want to go to sleep. So change your physiology. At least if you are in bed, sit up, lift up your head and smile. Do a big smile. Yeah, maybe that's feel a little bit funny, but this will help. I tried it many times and this really helps. At the beginning I was thinking, I look so stupid, it's just I'm so dumb. But I started smiling bigger and bigger until I started laughing at myself. Sometimes if I couldn't do that because I just didn't feel, I pushed myself and I made a decision. I sing a song in a different voice, and sometimes in a car I started singing and dancing even when I didn't feel that way. But after a couple of seconds, when I changed my physiology, I started to feel much better, happier, and I didn't care what people are thinking because I was conscious about that. I was thinking, I don't know those people, I don't care, maybe I make their day happy too, because maybe they can laugh about something at least. Or sometimes I just run through the yard and started to skipping and dancing. So yeah, maybe this sounds a little bit stupid or silly, but hey, this help, then why not? Do everything. If you want to come out from anxiety, then you have to do everything you can do to come out from the anxiety. And these are the steps what I'm telling. This can really help you to come out from that anxiety and go into a different stage, a better stage, and change your day, or maybe your life. Because some people has this anxiety for decades. Some people had just a period, maybe a couple of days or weeks, and after go back to normal. But some people are anxious all the time, and these people are who are thinking negatively and acting negatively. The next one you can do, forgive to people and forgive to yourself. Maybe the last one, forgiving to yourself, maybe that's harder. For most people, they are feeling like that's the hardest thing, to forgive themselves. Maybe they hurt someone, maybe they wasted their time, or they feel they wasted their life and they are upset about themselves. But give yourself a chance. You are still alive. You are watching this video, and you watching because you have a hope about maybe you can get rid of your anxiety. So forgive yourself, forgive to others, and you can give it to God. If you are a Christian, that's easier way because you know Jesus forgive you, and this is the way we Christians do. We forgive to others, so God will forgive us. If you are not a Christian, then still you can think about the person who hurt your feelings, and you can just let it go. It doesn't mean like you have to stuff it down and okay, I don't want to feel this feeling anymore, because if you stuff it down, push it down, this will come up. And it's like a pressure cooker. Is the pressure just go up higher and higher, and when it's too on the top, that will blow up everything. So it doesn't mean if you have these feelings you have to push it down. You have to let it go. This anxious feeling. Good technique is to take a couple of deep breaths. And sometimes 5 deep breaths is enough. So what I usually do, I count for 5, breathe in deeply, I hold it for 5, and breathe out for 5 seconds, and hold it for 5, and start over. And I do 5 times, like this 5 run thing. And this helps because your brain thinks when you deep breathly, that means everything is fine around you. Our brain is created to save us, to protect us. And just think about when you are you're scared, have you breathe? Sometimes you don't, because you see something and you say and you forget to breathe. And usually when you are doing your work all day long, you don't really breathe fully and deeply. When I say deep breathe and slowly, that means you have to fill up your lungs and you have to fill up your abdomen. Yes, that's the right word. And then slowly let it go. And also you can think about when you breathe in like a peace, and let it go, the anxiety. Just think about the anxiety is leaving you. Again, breathe in the peace and let go the anxiety. So this is what I wanted to share with you today. If you enjoyed this video, or you know someone who needs some more help, just please share this video with those people, and please like it and subscribe. I usually make a video every week or every other week, and hopefully you enjoy this, and please use this method because this can help you. I already tried it, and I guarantee if you try them, will work in your life too. Thank you for listening or watching me, and see you next time.